Dear friends, today we will discuss 21 points to raise our soul consciousness, and most of the divine saints, they have been referring these points from time to time. Mahavatar Baba, Meher Baba, Devra Baba. Now, what are these points? Friends, God is absolutely independent. The only way to approach Him is through love, constant repetition of His name, and invocation of His mercy. Number 2, mercy is God's nature. This is the Swabhav of the God. Third, bliss is God's original state. Fourth, power is God's existence. Fifth, knowledge is God's duty. Kartavya, God is always there to teach us. Sixth, the infinite state of God gets lost in the infinite jumble of infinite contradictions. So when you start loving God, just love God. No discussion, no confusion. Seventh, to know God in His infinite contradictions is to become conscious of His consciousness of His unconsciousness. So you must be very careful. Eighth, to achieve the God state, do absolutely nothing while doing everything. Ninth, to find God, you must find yourself lost to yourself. 10th, to be infinitely conscious, you must consciously lose consciousness of yourself. We have to forget ourselves. Only then we can love God. Next, space is the gulf between imagination and reality. Evolution of consciousness fills this gap. Next, time is the interval between your very first imagination and your very last imagination. So the main thing is time, Mahakaal. Next, where imagination ends, God is and Godhood begins. Where science ends, super science will start. God's science will start. Next, imagination is an eternal mimicry of reality, effecting the shadow play of illusion. Next, God is not anything comprehensive. He is a reality, consciousness, absolute consciousness, infinite consciousness. Next, realization of God is absolute, consciousness minus consciousness of imagination. Godhood is absolute consciousness plus consciousness of imagination being imagination. Next, to be ever present with God, never be absent from Him. All the time you have to be with Him while working in this world. Next, do not desire union with God, but long for union till you go beyond longing for union and long only for the will and pleasure of beloved God. We love God. We have not to fall in love with God. Next, mind may die, Maya may die, body dies and dies, but hope and thirst never die. Thus has said the Kabir. Complete forgetfulness of self is to even forget that you have forgotten. We have to be shunya, zero. We have to forget everything. Complete remembrance of God, honesty in action, making no one unhappy, being the cause of happiness in others, and no submission to low, selfish, lustful desires while living a normal worldly life can lead one to the path of realization, but complete obedience to God-man brings one directly to God. That is why we need a guru, God-man, to guide us. So, dear friend, if you try these 21 points and understand them well, you will feel ananda. You can elevate your consciousness. Just try this. Start loving God. God bless you. God bless you.